Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, coming here live for another love circle. And today we are talking about, just making sure my mic is here. Today we are talking about creating energetical boundaries. So, boundaries is a big word, it's a big word out there. As soon as you think about healing yourself, inner emotional healing, connecting with your true self, boundaries come right onto the surface. And anyone would tell you, hey, first you need to look at your boundaries and you need to create boundaries. So what usually end up happening when we do get onto the path of self-development, we realize how much we have been overgiving. And now I don't want to give anymore. Now I'm going to start saying no, no matter how hard it is. And we start to create walls like this all around us. So other people think, oh, she's becoming selfish or he's becoming selfish because now that person is doing healing on themselves. And one time somebody shared with me that their family member told them that they need to stop this healing journey because they are just becoming a very selfish person. So that is usually what we know about boundaries, but we are not going to talk about those kind of boundaries. We are going to talk about energetical boundaries. If you never learned energetical boundaries and you are trying to create these boundaries, you're starting with having these difficult conversations, telling other people no. I'm not saying that you won't do that, but if that's the first route that you go, it feels exhausting. It feels that you are going uphill and eventually you'll be like, it's not that bad. Let me just stay here. What's the worst can happen? I will just put up with these people, these friends or coworkers or family members. So out of that emotional exhaustion, most of us, we give up. We give up creating those boundaries. And sometimes we even give up this healing journey that we are on. And the reason we do that because we don't understand or connect with the energy that creates boundaries. Everything is energy. And if you have not understood or implemented the energy aspect of it, the physicality of it is going to feel too much. So let's first understand what is this energetical boundary. So energetical boundary is something like this. Let's say I have an unpleasant relationship with someone right now. So what will happen? I'm having a conversation with them all the time in my mind. That means that person is in my energy field. I am thinking about them. I'm having these conversations with them in my head. And by the end of the day, I feel drained. I don't know how to even get them out of my head. That is a breached energetical boundary. Doesn't matter that person lives in a different country. You are getting affected by that person. And that is what matters the most. Even if you have stopped talking to them 10 years ago, doesn't matter. If the person is in your mind, energetical boundary has been breached. And that can be very, very draining for the person who is experiencing it, because it's almost like you're having an inward battle, just like, two things going on like this all day long. Nobody's winning. How would it feel like having an energetical boundary? Let's say I have an unpleasant relationship with someone. With love, I release that person. And then over time, a day comes where the whole day goes and I don't even think about them. Now, by that time, the energetical boundary is intact. Now I'm in control. Now it's not like another force is controlling me or that person is doing something to me. I'm in control. What has happened between A and B? My energy field has become so strong that nothing can penetrate it unless I allow it. I control what gets in. And I'll help you get to that place. So don't worry. I know this can sound too much, but I get to control what gets in, what gets out, what's going on. I'm in control. I'm no longer blaming that person did that person did this, that person is bad, that person is this. No, all of that is gone. I get to control who comes in my energy field and who does not come in my energy field. But that is a very internal experience. I could be still talking to that person over the phone. I could still be meeting with that person in person, face to face, having conversations, but they cannot penetrate my energy field. Now, that's what I call true energy mastery. And that is what we really want. That is when you're going to go through your day feeling energized. You're not going to feel drained. And that is what is really, truly healing. Otherwise, we're just building walls that we are going to feel enclosed by ourselves. And it feels like the more I'm going on this healing journey, the more I'm feeling suffocated inside of me, because we are not connected with the energy of healing. So healing is oneness. Healing is not separation. Healing is oneness. As you come closer to yourself, to your soul. You actually come closer to every living thing that exists. Just gonna fix this a little bit. So first, let's I'm going to talk about 3 things. We're going to get to know what your energy field is and how you can even maintain it, and what the real problem is when we have these lacking energetical boundaries, and how you are going to create an energy field where you will be able to experience 100% control, or most of the time 100% control. So your energy field, it's yes, we can talk about there's a aura around you, there is an energy field around you, it has multiple layers. We can get into all of those details, but that's not what we're going to do. I want you to imagine every thought that you think, every word that you speak, every action, the intention behind that actions are all energy. And when you're engaging with that energy all day long, that creates your energy field around you. So now let's say if I've been worried all day, that's what I've been thinking about. If I have been talking about problems, and if I have been taking actions from a place of lack, scared, fearful, but still taking actions, that is the quality of my energy field. And that is going to be a lesser quality or a lesser strength energy field around me. So now let's say it's the end of the day, and let's say a family member calls me. They just say something which they really didn't even mean to say, and it ticks me off, and I get so mad. Now that person just got into my energy field. My energy field was weak to begin with. It wasn't strong to keep other people's energy out of my field. So I hope it makes sense how we are going to look at the energy field. So just pay attention to your own self. How is your energy field right now? What kind of thoughts you've been thinking? What kind of words you've been speaking? And what kind of actions and the intentions behind those actions you've been doing all this week, today? That is going to decide how pissed you're going to get if somebody gets closer to your energy field or not. That is what really decides the quality of how much impact others can have on you. Now, let's get into why. So that's the second layer we are getting into, why we are so, I will say, flammable. Why it's so easy to get us pissed or mad or upset. So beside, like, deciding, depending on the quality of the energy field that you have, weaker, stronger, we are using these words just so our mind can grasp these ideas. That is not really how it works. We are just trying to understand a more metaphysical concept in more of a physical sense. That's why we are using this terminology. Now, what happens with most of us, we are addicted to other people's energy. So let's go back to, I have this unpleasant relationship. I am so used to feeding off of that low energy because that's all I have known. Let's say maybe as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of chaos, so that's familiar. Now I am familiar with that energy. Now I'm an adult, I'm in this relationship, that is a very familiar energy. I am attached to it. So how it plays a big role in my life, this person does something bad, I get to ruminate about it all day long in my mind, then I get to complain about it. And then I get to take actions from that complaining place. Maybe I'm calling back and yelling at that person, but it creates a loop. It's very hard for me to come out of that loop because that is what I am attached to. I need that person's energy to create that perfect environment within me that is familiar. So I need that person's energy. That's why when we separate, for example, I went through divorce, and there are many people out there who went through divorce. Even if you're coming out of the most miserable relationship, it is still painful. Like, we should be celebrating. We should be like laughing, having fun that finally I'm out of it. Why we are not? Why there's still so much pain attached to it? Because literally two people who have been accustomed to each other's energy are peeling off. And yes, physical divorce can happen. The person saying, I'm done with you, signing a piece of paper. But the real separation can take many years and sometimes a whole lifetime. Some people, they never get over their ex. Even though externally they're living a high quality life, beautiful, get into their head, and they know that. If we are being very honest with ourselves, the person who's going through that, they know that I am still not over my ex. But then they'll look at their life and they'll be like, I was too badly hurt. I don't trust people. This, that, we have all kind of excuses. But we are talking about the energetical separation can take many, many years. And it's okay. If you're not over your ex, there's nothing wrong with it, because that is the energetical separation. You have to rediscover yourself, who you are outside of that person's energy. Because when a relationship come together, especially an intimate one, it's literally two balls of energy coming together, becoming one. And now you want to separate it. You don't even know who you are outside of this marriage. So that work needs to be done. You need to define yourself, who you are outside of that relationship now, energetically. And what are you going to feed off of now? If it's not that person anymore, or if you're still calling that person in the night or texting them, or they are reaching out to you, you need to understand that it's an energetical connection. Sometimes the clients that I work with, if they have an ex who just keeps showing up here and there, maybe they were not husband and wife, they were not married, maybe they had a few years relationship and both parties decided to go their own ways, but now this ex just keeps showing up. And they're like, this person is just crazy, or this person is just obsessed. The thing is, the person who's experiencing it, they are attached to that person's energy. I pull in a person in my life, not the other way around. If someone is showing up in my life again and again and again, there's a reason for it. I am used to that energy. I am pulling that in because remember, I create my universe around me. I am the creator of this little experience that we are having. So when we get attached to those energies, other people's energy, ideally, in the perfect universe, I'm supposed to depend only on my energy, not even feed off of my kids' energy, my spouse energy, my neighbors, friends, nobody. Yeah, I can have compassionate relationship, but I cannot depend on it. The only energy I can depend on is my soul, my creator, the divine part of us. That is the only energy I can actually depend on and lean on, but I cannot depend on other people's energy. But in the world that we live in, it's generally the other way around. We lean on people, we depend on people, and then we're like, soul, what soul? God, yeah, I know God, but then I can't really feel the connection with him. So that is why we get into the inner chaos that we get into. I want you to also think about, it's not just about exes or intimate partners. Look at your life. Who's the person that you really depend on? For me, it's one of my sister. Like when I am going down, I'm picking up the phone and calling. And I had to learn how not to call when I am feeling uncomfortable. I had to literally learn that. And even now when I am like, dialing that mindlessly, I ask myself, I pause and I ask myself, am I calling her because right now I'm feeling uncomfortable and I need her energy? Or am I calling her because I genuinely want to have a wonderful conversation right now? So it's a very thin line when we cross over to the other side and we start to depend on other people energetically. So I want you to ask yourself that question, that are you going out and just sucking other people energy? Sometime there's a label that I come across called energy vampires. And usually we say like, narcissists or people with personality disorder, they're energy vampires. Let me break the truth to you. Every single one of us is energy vampire. We are depending on other people's energy if we get really, really honest. So before you go around labeling other people, just take a moment. Take a moment and look what's going on inside of you. Because growth starts with honesty. If I cannot become honest with me, with myself, I can spend many years on this path and there's no growth happening. I'm just living in illusion and spending a lot of money. That's what's going to happen. But the real growth happens when I can become honest. Hey, I depend on other people's energy because I never learned how to connect with my own energy. Now that I have that piece of information, now I can actually work on that goal. I can learn how to depend on my energy, how to connect with my energy, and release other people. So that is why it's really important to start depending on our energy, because if I don't start depending on my energy, there would always be somebody who will just get into my world, get into my head, won't leave it, take a lot of my internal power, the power that I'm supposed to be using to bring out my gifts, to live my purpose. And that is true for every single one of us. That's why it's very important we kick everybody out of our energy field and we create that intact, solid energy around us that we are in control. So let's get into how we are going to create that. So first, if you are not too much familiar with your own energy, you have never felt it, you don't work with energy, I want you to first get familiar with your own energy field. So I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath so we can relax. If possible, put your hand on your heart in the middle of your chest. Bring your awareness to your heart. So what we are doing, we are slowing down the mind right now, and your brain waves are changing. Just by closing your eyes, they start to change. They start to slow down. So take a deep breath from your heart space. Exhale with your mouth open. Now become aware of your whole body. And now step away from your body a little bit out and feel the energy that is around your body, as if you're outside of your body, flying around yourself like a little bird, and there is an energy field around you. If you can see what color it is, if you can touch, what's the texture of it? What do you feel? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it thick? You can even look for how big it is. But as long as you're able to touch it and see it, that is all the awareness we're looking for right now. So what we did, we just got connected with our own energy field. And you will be so surprised as you will do this work, especially like, connecting with the energy, thinking of everything in terms of energy, this field is going to start to change. It can also change from day to day. It can change from this moment to the next hour. Energy is always changing. So are we. We just cannot see it. The way I saw my field the very first time was very different the way I just felt right now. So it does make a difference energetically when we do this in our work. Okay, now what I would suggest you to do, just to begin with, find 1 minute, 2 minute right before bed. As soon as you wake up, I'll say do it right before bed, much better. It would also relax you to get a better night's sleep. Just do the same thing. Close your eyes and connect with your energy field, because what we really want to develop as a sense is knowing your own energy. So when a foreign energy enters, you can sense it. Now, these are the senses that I'm talking about. These are non-physical senses. They are the faculties of our soul. They are not the physical senses. So you will practice. Some of you I know are going to grasp it right away because you are already so in tune to energy, just don't know it. And some of you might have a little hard time. Your left brain would be like, what? What are you talking about? It's okay. Just take a deep breath, practice it. The more you will become aware of, oh, this is how my energy feels like. This is how it looks like. You can keep coming back to it every day and you can see the shift, the progress. If you're feeling uncomfortable and you don't know why you're feeling so anxious, you can close your eyes, you can connect with your energy field, and you can actually sense something is off. Okay, then where did it come from? Who is it that I'm attached to right now? You'll be able to do all that all by yourself. The best test you can do, you don't even need a doctor. You can just tell what's going on within you energetically. So that is something I'll suggest just as a practice to become more aware of your energy field and more in tune with your own energy. The second thing I want to talk about, there's 4 points here. Second thing I want to talk about is creating a protection field around you. Now, you might not be aware of your thoughts all the time, your words, your actions, or in tune with your energy. Stuff happen, we get busy. So getting in a habit of creating an energy protection around you. Now, for some people who I come from Muslim, like Islam is my religion. I come from that background. Some people are like, well, only God can protect me. How can I create a protection field around me? Who am I to do that? So even in religion, like I can speak for Islam, and I do study other religion. Every religion has its own protection way. There are certain parts of Quran that you can recite on yourself and you'll be protected. Now, that protection might be from real evil spirit or evil intention. It might not be from the fight that you just had with your own sister, and it's still going on in your mind. So, because that is the work that you need to do. Your sister is not evil. That conversation you had is not evil. We're talking about the protection from our own self. That's what we are talking about. So we are going to create a bubble of love. Now, energy of love is the strongest energy, one of the strongest energy in the universe. Love is the energy that created you and me. That is the energy that created everything that exists. Love energy is so strong that it can heal anything it touches. If your head is hurting, try it next time. Put your hands on your head. If you don't have a Tylenol available, if you do, I'll suggest just take that. But if you really want to experiment, just put your hands on your head and say, head, I love you. I really love you. Thank you so much for doing all that you do for me. When you connect with the consciousness of love and you share that with anything, it could be a stone, it could be a wall, it could be your car, it could be your own body, it transforms. So what we want to do now to create that bubble, again, you can close your eyes, and it depends where you're starting and where you are at this point. I don't even think about these things. I can just do it in my mind. So I'll take you through all the steps. We are going to inhale and exhale. Imagine pink light coming out of your heart, and it's going all around you. And it's almost creating a bubble around you. And now you're in that bubble. And the intention we are setting that no harm going out from you to anyone. No harm coming from anyone to you. So we need to make sure that we are protecting others from our darkness, and we are protecting ourselves from other people's darkness. But what will happen when you do create this love bubble around you that is coming, the energy is coming from your own heart, you're going to feel very kind and loving towards yourself and towards other people, because you're literally sitting in the energy of love. And it does make a huge difference. Now, as you progress, you don't have to imagine the light and all that. You can just make the intention surrounded by love. That's it. And then you can actually protect other people from you, and you could feel protected by them. And then the second thing I want to talk about in lieu of the same thing. Now, there's some people you might just dislike them a lot, especially we are coming towards the end of the year. We are going to have a lot of holidays. Families are going to get together. Some people we like, some people we don't like. And it can create a very sticky situation. And you might be already thinking about the Thanksgiving dinner, or going towards winter break. All the families are going to be together. How I'm going to handle this person, that person, or a lot of parties that you're going to go to. You might dislike certain person and you're like, how I'm going to handle that person. See, we are already wasting our energy in that. Whoever you don't like. Now, it's very possible that person doesn't like you either. Sending them love. Again, love dissolves everything that comes in its way. Right now, I might be judging somebody, and that judgment needs to dissolve. If it does not dissolve, we have a connection. We are connected. I'm going to keep thinking about that person. I'm going to keep complaining about that person. Now, if I send that person love, this bond dissolves. And sometimes we think of love as an emotion. We're like, how can I love that person? That person did horrible things to me. We're not talking about falling in love with that person. We are talking about sending them the energy of love. That's the same energy that created you and me. And it lives in your heart. And you can just pull it out and you can send it to anyone and release yourself from the bondage. The bondage that is happening because you two are like this. Not maybe in physical life, physical sense, but in energetical sense, you two are connected. So if you want to release that connection, send that person love. This is the easiest tool you're ever going to learn, to dissolve icky situations. Again, we just close our eyes. You can put your hand on your heart. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, imagine pink light coming out of your heart, going to that person's heart. Their heart is receiving it. And now their heart is sending that light back to you. And now you receive that light. And I don't know if you guys notice, all of a sudden my body's melting. My energy is shifting. So now what just happened, I connected with that person through the universal thread, beyond our differences, beyond our fights, our arguments, and whatnot. And that is our true essence. We all are human first, and our hatred and judgment came later on through our experiences. But deep within us, that essence of a human that is perfect and pure still exists. So sending the energy of love, you're able to connect with that person at that level. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to stop thinking about that person. You're going to stop having arguments in your head with that person. That person is going to stop chasing you. They're going to stop calling you. They're going to stop sending you weird text messages. You have to try it yourself to believe. You have to go experiment. But whatever I teach from my own personal experiences. After I have learned it from my mentors, I practice it, implement it, then I share it with others. And I can tell you, this is one tool that I use sometime on regular basis. Wherever I find, like, the situation is getting icky, and this is like 5th day, I'm still having a conversation with that person, like, okay, it's time to send them love. It's time to release that bond, because now I am getting addicted to this internal dialogue going on. And every time I am right and they are wrong. We all have that going on in our mind. So that is how you're going to create the thickest and best energy protection around you, or energetical boundary. But I want to leave you guys with one more piece. Remember, we talked about the reason we get so attached to other people, because we are attached to their energy. We are attached to the drama that comes with them. One person leaves and then the next person comes, and we are right back at the same spot with them. We still have not resolved this, whatever this is within us. So we want to resolve that. And the way we resolve it, by giving ourselves our own energy. I also teach it, giving yourself your own love. And that's why most of my clients, when they are done working with me, they become like, this independent being who does not really need other people validation, or to feel worthy, or to feel like, they matter. They can sustain their own energy. So I'm going to share a beautiful trick with you. You're just going to rub your hands like this. We are creating massive amount of energy by rubbing 2 energy centers that are found in the middle of our palm. And now we're just going to hug ourselves, and we are going to rotate whatever side 10 times. And then we're going to go opposite side. So counterclockwise or clockwise, whatever. Okay, that's about 10. And then we're going to go in opposite direction. You're going to feel like your body's literally melting after this exercise. Okay, I think that's about 10. So what I just did, I gave myself my own energy. I filled myself up just now. That's what I did. And if you can really, like the person I learned it from, they said it literally feels like how you hold a newborn baby. Like how the baby is going to feel all protected, covered. That's how you feel. So right now, I gave myself my own energy that is free, available in my hands anytime. Remember, we are one of the highest creation created that we know of. I'm sure there could be others, but that's what we know of. We have the energy, the power to heal within our hand, within ourselves. but we have to learn how to use it. So what I am going to invite you to do, sit with yourself every day, become familiar with the energy field around you, give yourself your own energy, and create a bubble of love around you, and get into a habit of sending love to other people. That is the best energetical boundary that you can create. It's created with energy of love. It's not created with you are wrong, I'm right, you're toxic, I'm healthy, or you're not good for me. You will be so surprised. The people, let's say you have a toxic person in your life and they're just horrible. Let's just say that's the case. And you have been trying to get rid of that person. Somehow they just sneak into your life again and they're right in your face. Start sending them love. Don't do anything else. Start sending them love. You'll be surprised how within few days, it will be like as if the person has left you alone. You know what's going to happen? They're going to stop thinking about you because you're not connected with them like this anymore. They're going to stop thinking about you and you're going to stop thinking about them. So you're not pulling them in anymore because you're giving yourself your own energy. And that is how you get to save all the energy that you have to bring out your gifts and live your purpose. I hope this was helpful to many, especially the time of the year we are in, or any time in our year. If this is the kind of work you would love to do, or you would like to have a conversation with me, you can go to my website, aliajamalcoaching.com, and you can book a call from there. And if you're watching it on Facebook, reach out to me anytime, DM me. I'm sending you all so much love, and let's go out and truly become a beacon of love and not hatred. Sending you so much love. Bye.